This is a land of dreams and madness. Children's stories come to life.
Hello there, and welcome to Tales from Peridia. Today we are joined by Brandon from Clan Brandolorian. How are you doing today, good buddy?
Man, I'm doing good. Just like I said, man, I had a little technical difficulties getting on, but just a few minutes late, so I do apologize. But hey, we're here. I appreciate you having me on here, man. Tales from Peridia, I love it, man. This is such a cool new planet, and I love how you just went and name right away. That way, no one else could take this planet from you. So, shout out to that, and man, I'm glad to be here, bro. Just thanks for having me.
Dude, of course. I just filmed an interview like right before we hopped on with Skywalking Ryan, and dude, I told him, and I tell everybody, I just love meeting people in the community and just shooting shit about Star Wars.
Oh, absolutely. Yeah, man, that's what it's all about. It's weird how we can all get pulled together just from Star Wars. It's such a weird but cool thing.
Oh, dude, of course. Like, I've met a lot of my best friends just from Star Wars, and I
Right.
haven't even met any of them except for Tony.
Yeah. It's weird once you finally meet some of them in person. It's pretty weird. It's also weird how close everyone actually is to each other. More it's more than you think.
Yeah, man. Well, let's go ahead and get into the meat and potatoes of this. And what got you into Star Wars?
Man, you know, it's such a cheap answer, but I mean, just lightsabers and space, really cool, cool things that you see in Star Wars. But I mean, my dad's a huge space nerd. He's a geek. He loves everything about it. So I mean, he grew up a Star Wars fan, of course, with the original trilogy. So I got to have my own little trilogy to grow up with in the prequels. So I mean, those are some of the best films in my opinion. I love all of Star Wars, just to kind of hash that out there. But I mean, growing up with the prequels was different. So I mean, it's kind of like I said, it's a cheap, easy way to be like, look, we see cool things. Lightsaber battles, of course, are the best in the prequels, in my opinion. So I mean, I grew up in a good age to where I have such an easy answer. It's just simply all the cool badass things that you see in the prequels. That's what really got me into Star Wars, on top of my dad loving space and stuff. So I mean, I had no other way but to grow up a Star Wars fan.
Dude, I love that. And I just realized I don't think I had you introduce yourself and tell us where we can find you at. This is the second time I did this now.
No, it's all good. Like you said before, I mean, right here at the bottom, at Clan Brandolorian, you can find me on YouTube, Instagram, Blue Sky, and TikTok as well. So, yeah, at Clan Brandolorian, that's where you can find me. All things Star Wars lore, theories, Funko, and Lego. Of course, you can see behind me. I got some plastic behind me, so I love to. As much money that goes into it, and a lot of it's that's gifted. I love to show it off and talk about it on the channel. So if you guys want to go check me out at Clan Brandolorian, that's where you find me.
Dude, heck yeah. Dude, looking like Ricky Jr. over there.
Yeah, he's got a lot of stuff too. I remember the first time I talked with him, he told me, I mean, I can't even remember the number anymore of Funkos that he had, and I was just like, dude, that's a little much. But hey, to each their own. I mean, he has one of the bigger collections that I've heard of personally. So shout out to him.
Yeah, there's Ricky with his massive one, you with that massive one, and then there's me with Kenobi and
It's a good one.
Anakin in the N1.
Hey, and then those are good ones right there. You got to have those.
And both of them were gifted to me. I have never officially bought my own Funko.
Hey, maybe one day you'll find one that calls to you. That's what it's all about.
I've been on the search for some Anakin ones. Like, I don't want to pre-order or like order online because one, I'm impatient,
Yeah.
and two, I'd rather pay a discounted price like in store.
Yeah, no, I get that. That makes sense. Plus, it takes the hunt away, going out and getting it versus just waiting for it. Two completely different factors.
Yeah, like I'm mainly. I mean, they're all falling over, but I'm mainly like a Black Series figure collector, and the vintage series.
Oh,
I got
yeah.
a couple of the original 2005 Anakin and Obi-Wans right here.
Are those from the Hasbro collection?
Yes, sir.
Yes, bro. Yes. That's my whole childhood, man. Hold on. Since we're showing things. I used to have a Darth Vader helmet case that it was completely full of the '05 Hasbros. And out of everything, I have one pit droid in the closet. I have this Kit Fisto.
Dude, that is so. I don't think I've ever seen a Fisto figure, like
Yeah,
even when I was little.
yeah. So, and I had this one, and then there was also an Attack of the Clones 4-pack, I believe, and it came with Coleman Trevor, Mace Windu, Count Dooku. No, not Count Dooku. Jango Fett, and Kit Fisto. So they were kind of cheaper. So they didn't look as good, of course, as the Hasbro. Like you know how good they look.
Yeah,
But they're actually re-releasing him this summer in the same boxes. So I'm gonna get me another one. I gotta re-up.
yeah, dude. I pre-ordered the Commander Cody 20th
Oh my
anniversary one.
goat clone. He's the goat clone.
Oh my god! And then I just seen that they're releasing like a 501st Trooper in the packaging, and of course I'm gonna get that one.
Oh, I didn't see. Was that the very first one that they announced, or was it actually Cody?
No, Cody was the first one, but
Okay.
it was just recently that they announced just a 501st Trooper. Like there's no name to it or anything.
Oh, okay. I didn't see that one yet then, so that makes sense.
Yeah, I even got a unopened. It's not gonna show it very well, but it's a Toys R Us exclusive holographic Emperor Palpatine.
Bro. That takes me back, man. If there's anything that can take me back, is it's the THX episodes 1 through 6 DVD cases and those Hasbro freaking Revenge of the Sith series, man. They like nothing else can take me back to my childhood.
Yeah, I got lucky because typically, like, I'll cut the figures out with an X-Acto knife because, like, I'm addicted to the card backs.
Right.
But
That's cool, yeah.
luckily, all of them except for the Emperor Palpatine one, they all came with separate card backs. So I got like Anakin as
Oh,
Darth
damn.
Vader, Obi-Wan's, and then Vader's. Because where's he at? Ow. I got 2005 Vader.
Hey. Damn. Yeah, you got the goods, man. I like those card backs too. Those are really nice.
Heck yeah. Dude, they're I love collecting figures and all that.
Yeah,
Oh,
man. It's
oh,
so nice, man.
there it is. Whoops. Lost the podcast questions. All right, there we go. Yeah, freaking all those all my figures and all that, like it's just it they're all addicting. Like, I went all the way out of my way to just
Ooh,
buy an Heir
nice.
to the Empire Luke Skywalker just because I love Heir to the Empire, and the EU Luke is my Luke Skywalker. I mean, it's a lot better than what we've gotten.
Yeah, to each their own.
But yeah. So in all of Star Wars, legends, canon, comics, shows, all that, who's your favorite character?
Ooh, man, that's a really good question. I I have two that are just so interchangeable. Um, and you got to give me Obi-Wan Kenobi, um, and Boba Fett. I mean, it's just such a toss-up. I mean, everything about Boba Fett, especially like, the newer Boba Fett that we get, he's older, he's changed, he's not in the bounty hunting scene anymore. He's moved on, but I mean, just seeing Empire back in the day and even understanding that they, in the re-edits, they show Boba Fett actually at, on Tatooine with Jabba, in the later edits. But the first time I seen him, Empire Strikes Back, it's like, dude, man, this is crazy. And of course, I've seen Attack of the Clones and understood it more to know that the Boba Fett is Jango Fett's son. So I saw that late to where I could actually understand it. So it's like, oh shit, okay, you can see father and son right here, and it's like, but Django talks more. He has whole dialogues, as Boba Fett just has, very simple lines. He's not good to me dead. It's just the little things, really really dope. But I mean, I don't know, man. I love Anakin and Darth Vader so much, so that'd probably be a close 3 for me. But I mean, Obi-Wan's the GOAT Jedi in my opinion. I mean, he doesn't lose, man. He doesn't lose physically. I mean, everything about him. Of course, different minds are going to see different Jedi. I know people who think Kanan Jarrus is the most perfect Jedi that there is. I know some that think the same about Yoda. But for me, it's Obi-Wan, man. I mean, he stayed true to the order. And definitely in times where you tell he didn't want to. And, being Qui-Gon Jinn's Padawan, you'd think you'd want to go left and right at most times, just like Qui-Gon did. But I mean, he stayed pretty straight on and then was able to raise Anakin at the age of 9, already way past the time he's supposed to be a youngling at the Jedi Temple. So, I mean, he's definitely had his trials and tribulations. And I think just overall, from when we see him in Phantom Menace and then to when he's gone in A New Hope, of course we get his Force Ghost, but the physical form of Obi-Wan is just it's a well-rounded character, and I feel like he had some of the best story. So give me Obi-Wan. Give me Obi-Wan, actually, now that we're talking about it. Just a little edge over Boba. But I mean, I love me some Boba Fett, but I think Obi-Wan's my guy.
Dude, heck yeah.
What about you? Who's your number one?
Anakin, easily. Like I grew up loving Anakin, even though when I was younger, I did kind of find it weird that he like switched on a dime from like being good to bad. And then like when I was 8 years old, I was like, when they came out with the Clone Wars, I didn't like it. I watched the movie and didn't like it. I gave the show a couple of watches, didn't like it. I was one of those, oh, Anakin doesn't have a Padawan, and Star Wars cartoons are for kids. So Ahsoka was coming out, and then I went back and watched all 7 seasons of Clone Wars and all 4 seasons of Rebels, and I was like, well, one, I understand Anakin's fall now because I see how the Jedi are just stupid during the Clone Wars. And just fell more in love with the character of Anakin. And then I started reading like the Revenge of the Sith novel and just anything to do with Anakin and Obi-Wan and all that. And I guess I just like the tragic story of Anakin and
it's a tragic one. That's 100% correct. I agree with you. Man, I used to hate Ahsoka. Like I was like, man, what a pointless character. I mean, I'm also 18 hating on this at the time. Just like, man, what's going on with this Ahsoka character? Like this can't be couple Google searches and I'm like, wait, that's Anakin's Padawan? Like no chance, he would have been granted the rank of master. It's just simple, steps of service in the Jedi world, so I'm just like, no shot, this makes no sense. And it kind of derails Anakin kind of as a character for a little bit. But I mean, that's kind of just where my spot as a fan just kind of, it's like, hey, sit back a little bit, let the story marinate, give it some time, and then revisit it. And just like you, man, I went back, I watched, and I was just like, all right, I let me give it my roses and let me give a huge apology. If I could, find Ashley Eckstein as a 19-year-old and be like, look, I am so sorry that I for some reason hated your character once upon a time. Of course, I wasn't on, Twitter and Facebook at the time, just hashing out my feelings like some sad person. But I mean, it was all, of course, to myself. But I mean, it's just so crazy to think like once upon a time, I just did not like Ahsoka as a character. But I mean, hey, she definitely makes Anakin's fall to the dark side just so much more meaningful, not more so like an impact, but it just gives it that meaning. And I mean, you've seen season 7. I don't have to say anything else. That's just, it's insane. It's insane how that just plays such a big factor and how everything could have just been, I mean, just telling Yoda like, hey, there's something going on. Like if she actually had the chance to tell Yoda, and also everything she heard from Maul, crazy, man. I don't want to ramble on about it, but it's just like you've seen season 7 and what it did.
Yeah. Freaking yeah, that was another thing that annoyed me was because obviously it came out after Revenge of the Sith, so I had a good 3 years of y where you're on this council, but we do not grant you the rank of master. I'm like, "Okay." He's got a Padawan. How is he not a master? And then, of course, I think that's when they like kind of changed it to where Obi-Wan was a knight whenever he'd had Anakin in Attack of the Clones and then Master in Revenge of the Sith. I'm like,
Yep.
you sneaky little bastards.
Yeah, I see what y'all doing. I see.
Oh, but but yeah, that did annoy me back then, and now like what it was really was I was watching just like Instagram reels, and I kept seeing like all the sad moments from Clone Wars and Rebels and stuff. So I'm like, well, now I got to know the context to all these clips. Like, let's go back and watch it, and I will rewatch every bit of Clone Wars except that weird little frog dude with the droid arcs where they're out in like the blizzard planet. Like,
Yeah.
dude, I hated that. That was like the worst 4 episodes of my life.
There's definitely arcs in there that it's just like what's the approach here? Like where's this going? But I mean, hey, if you give me the pen and paper or the, Microsoft Word document, I don't know if I could write anything better. It would be definitely just, cringy fan service just for me personally, but I mean, yeah, it's some of those arcs you're just kind of like, all right, I could have just, skipped forward a little bit, but that happens.
Oh man. So, what is your favorite Star Wars game if you've played any?
Ooh, you know, I am one that I've never played the Force Unleashed. I've never played those.
Really?
We grew up, so my dad got an Xbox, like the OG Xbox when I was in elementary school. And I remember there was an Attack of the Clones game, and I played that. That was like my first introduction to, Star Wars gaming. And then we didn't really game too much until the 360 came out. And then I got into, like WWE games, Guitar Hero, especially in that, and it's like opening prime. And I wasn't playing nothing else, bro. Like, I ain't even gonna lie to
Bro,
you. I'm sitting here playing Guitar Hero while others are like encountering Star Killer.
bro,
Um,
Guitar Hero was that shit. I was doing the same thing. I just
yeah.
recently started playing it like last year. Like
Oh,
I
nice.
dabbled with it, but like I never got past like the first level because I was just like dicking around in
Yeah.
it. Still haven't finished it, but it's a good game. But yeah, I was playing Guitar Hero
Yeah.
back when everybody else was playing Force Unleashed.
Yeah, absolutely, man. It's one of those things where it's like, man, I wish I, could have played that way. I can understand the character a little bit more because for me personally, I'm just so into everything that's like canon right now. Like there's so many books, so many comics that I like want to get into, but then it kind of takes me off the grid and off the rails a little bit to where it's like, that's not real. I can't like it too much because it's not real. It's not, this is like this is like a dude that really liked George Lucas and was like, ooh, let me run with this idea, which I absolutely love that. Because there's sometimes I'm like, man, I want to start writing fan fictions. I want to start writing, scripts and like kind of give my idea of a story. But it's just hard when, especially because I mean, you create content too for Star Wars. So you understand that it's just like you want to get what's out right now and what you like personally. But sometimes it's just like what's gonna attract viewers, what's gonna bring everything in to where it's like we can all like the same thing. So it's hard, especially like earlier you said, like with different Lukes, like there's some people who really love sequel Luke, there's some people that really love EU Luke, and stuff like that, and it's just so hard to like meet in the middle. I like right now in these days, which I feel like that's gonna blow over eventually, but it's just such a weird area. But I would, man, if I'm getting right back, I would probably say the original Lego Star Wars is really good. I grew up playing that, but I think the Skywalker saga is just better, only because it's
What?
newer. It's newer, the characters look better, and it doesn't have that nostalgic feeling, but I feel like in this game I can do so much more. But we also get 3 new films. we get more DLC characters. You know, we get Mando, we get Book of Boba Fett crew, Rogue One, Solo. We get all those extras. But also, I like the open world ability. I think flying in space is really cool. Taking over a Death Star or a Dreadnought, like that's cool. So, and I love the Jedi Fallen Order games. I played both of those so far. Just finished up Jedi Survivor. I thought that game was fucking badass, man.
I need to
It
play that one.
it was really, really good, which is good because it's better than the first one in my opinion. So
That
I
is
think
the
it's
first time I've heard anybody say that.
yeah, from the gameplay to the story, I just feel like there's like more at stake. But I mean, yeah, once you play, you'll understand. It's the gameplay, of course, is taking that next step, and hopefully they do it with the third. But I mean, yeah, if we're going Star Wars gaming, give me the Skywalker Saga Lego.
I didn't realize the Lego Skywalker Saga had that many DLC things and all that. Like I've just played the Phantom Menace on it, and then I was like, it's not as good as the complete saga to me. 'Cause
Yeah.
that was my childhood right there. I mean,
Mhm.
nothing's gonna compete with that. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. Like
And I played it back then too. I remember trying so hard to get 100% complete, like the entire game, and I could never get it. I think I like capped out at like 91%.
bro,
Yeah, and
I
it's
didn't
like, come
even
on.
get that high.
But I mean, this new one though, I've been a lot closer. But I mean, this last year or so, I haven't played it too much. But yeah, man, I'd probably have to go with the new one just because there's a lot more to do. Of course, like I said, the nostalgia value of the first one, you can't beat that. The feeling, but the new one, it has a lot more to do. So I'm gonna have to
Yeah.
roll my skates that way.
Yeah, I'm gonna have to give it a go whenever I like get back into streaming games and stuff. 'Cause I've seen Ricky and I've seen a couple other people play it, and it does look fun. I mean, don't get me wrong, the characters do look great, but it's just weird, like that hearing the Lego characters like actually talk because I'm
Oh,
so used to just like the.
yeah. Yeah. Well, you know what's also weird too is like you'll have characters that have like actual dialogue. I don't know if you've seen videos or not, but if you have like young Anakin paired up with like a Darth Vader, like young Anakin will be like, "That's a nice suit you got
Dude,
there."
yes, I love those.
And then Vader's just like, "Oh, just wait some time, you'll have it. Don't worry." Like that's really cool. But then like, you'll get like the Bad Batch crew. Like if you're running around like Tech or Crosshair, they have no dialogue. I mean, so it comes and it goes, and some of the characters have really cool things. Max Rebo actually sounds like a pimp, like a 70s pimp. It's really cool. It's like, oh
Bro,
damn, I didn't
what?
know you talked. Yeah, man, I got a cool little gig on Naboo I gotta get to. And it's like, what? I'm trying to destroy this bantha over here so I can get some coins.
Bro, I love that. I'm
Yeah.
gonna, I'm gonna play it just so I can hear Max Rebo talk.
I'll send you a clip, bro. It's so funny.
Oh man, yeah, that's great. But yeah, I haven't officially finished the Force Unleashed, but that game is really good, and I started reading the book that goes along with it.
Mm.
Bro, Star Killer, there's a good reason why that dude is not in canon yet, because they cannot dumb him down.
Yeah, and I completely agree with that. I mean, JT Lovecraft is a huge Star Killer guy, and he kind of got me thinking like, damn, I might have to, kind of get entitled and read a little bit, into Star Killer and the character he is, from what I already know. And I mean, I think it would be more of a disservice to bring him to canon because you have to have him at that full potential, That's the only way it makes sense. So yeah, but yeah, I mean, I would definitely have to, take a step back and just start getting into that character because I think his suit is like next to no one else's. It's dope as hell.
Oh, you talking about his weird claw suit?
Yeah,
That one?
man, that shit looks so dope.
Yeah, I don't know too much about him, so I'm not exactly sure how or why he's in that suit. So I just think it looks a little weird. Like, it looks like Freddy Krueger mixed with a knight from the medieval times.
Yeah, and then like a little bit of Inquisitor dumped in there. Yeah.
Yeah, Yeah, I think people were comparing him to Marok from the Ahsoka series.
Oh yeah, I remember that.
Oh, that was such a waste of a character.
Hey,
It
they
was
gave
so
him a little
cool.
more backstory in Tales of the Empire, but yeah, it's just one of those things where it's like, come on.
Oh, we got a special guest.
Special guest Lando Calrissian, he's in the building. Um, let's here, you come down here because you're gonna be up here all night.
Dang, I wish I would have known your cat's name was Lando, because whenever he popped up, I would have just been like, "Oh, whoa, freaking brain fart right there." Would have been like, "Well, what do we have here?"
we got a cat. He's so I don't know, man. I don't have food down here, and I know that's what he wants.
Oh, so onto staying within the realm of favorite Star Wars things. What's your favorite Star Wars book, if you've read any?
Ooh, kind of nice. I am one of those nerds who's only read one Star Wars book because
Really?
I can't stay in line with reading a lot because I just don't have the attention span for it sometimes. But I actually have it right here, Dark Disciple.
I've heard a lot of good things about that book.
Man, if we were gonna start talking characters again, Quinlan Voss, top 5 character to me. I everything about him, he looks cool, he's awesome, and it just kills me that this book has so much of him that he gets that side where he's dabbling in with the dark side. Of course, like him and Asajj Ventress are trying to take down Dooku. Yoda kind of sets this up for Quinlan, long story short, and it's just like, damn, man, we need more of this character. And I mean, shit, he's the one episode we get him in Clone Wars, the Zero the Hutt episode. That one's really cool. And it just sucks that we only get to see him one time. And then Yoda, of course, sees him in a dark side flash, of like them all the Jedi just corrupting and dying and stuff. We get to see him there, and then of course he's name dropped in Episode 3. You see him a little bit in Phantom Menace, and then also in the Kenobi series, he's mentioned on the hidden path wall. So that's really cool. But yeah, I mean, shit, Dark Disciple, man, if you can get your hands on that. I mean, if you go to Books a Million, Barnes and Noble, I think it's like $7.99 for a paperback. That's what I got it at Books a Million. So I mean, it's a good read. And I started it again, like about 2 chapters in. So yeah, man, I just really wish and this was supposed to be a Clone Wars arc, like in itself. This is supposed to be about 4 episodes. So they mentioned that at the beginning of the book too. So but yeah, that's the only book, the Star Wars book that I've read. So that's my book.
Dude, that I need to. First of all, that is the first time anybody's said that on the channel.
Sweet.
Everybody that I've been interviewing lately has been giving me like answers that I've never gotten before, like favorite characters and stuff. Like I've gotten plenty of Anakins and Darth Vaders, and I mean I've gotten Obi-Wans before, but not like such an in-depth reason why like you gave.
Oh, dude, I've been roasted once for liking Quinlan Voss, but other than that, I mean, usually people are like, "Oh yeah, I want more Quinlan too," and it's like, "Hell yeah, we should all want more Quinlan because he's cool."
Yeah, I don't know much about Quinlan aside from, like you said, like the name drops and you see him in the Phantom Menace for like a split second, and
Yeah,
technically that isn't really Quinlan because it wasn't him at first.
yeah, but it's cool, George Lucas, fixed it a little bit, just to make a little more sense. It's like, hell yeah, he's sitting there.
Yeah, I've been reading a lot of the old Republic novels, like Revan, Deceived, which is that one is really good. I pretty much, the old Republic cinematic trailers.
I've seen one, I believe. I don't think I've dove too deep into it.
Oh well, the old Republic MMO game, it's on PC. It had these really awesome cinematic trailers of like the Sith taking over the Jedi Temple and like fighting in the woods and stuff like that. And the Sieve novel is basically that, and it's just so good. And then you got like the Bane trilogy, which is like following the
Oh, yeah.
two. It and it, I don't know. They're all fantastic. I'm all over the place with books.
No, yeah, it's something, man, I wish I could get into, especially with the time I got. I mean, I think I need to just start dabbling with the audiobooks, man.
Bro, that's mainly all I do. Like all my books are like I've got a couple up here behind my pictures. Like I've got like the Harry Potter books, I've got Roger Christian's book, and then I got some Star Wars books, but mainly they're on Audible.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm gonna have to dabble with that.
Yeah, it's a lot easier for me to just pop in my earbuds while I'm at work, and because my job is not mind-numbingly boring, but it's like boring enough to where I can just pop in earbuds in and just still pay attention to what's going on with that and at my job.
Heck
So
yeah.
yeah, like I just for like the seventh time just restarted the Revenge of the Sith novelization, which so good. It's so good, dude.
Matt Stover on that?
Yes.
Okay, I got that for Christmas, um, Christmas of '05. Of course, right when Revenge of the Sith came out that summer before. And I had that novel, but never, never read it as an 8-year-old. But
Dude,
I actually have it somewhere. I think it's actually at my grandma's house. But yeah, it's still somewhere.
dude, you need to read that book because it goes into like such detail, like of what like Anakin's thinking, what Mace is thinking, what Padme's thinking. Like
Mm.
it's just so good. Like there's so much more stuff in it. Like you can pretty much like like the 4-hour Lucas cut that everybody talks about.
Oh yeah.
I'm almost positive like this is the screenplay for that.
Okay, that makes sense then.
'Cause, I mean, even like the opening scene was like the battle over Coruscant where they rescue Palpatine from Grievous and all that. It was originally supposed to be an hour in the movie, and the first chapter is that, and it's exactly an hour.
Damn. You're like, well, did you get Palpatine yet? Is Dooku dead? Only got a couple more minutes left.
But dude, even like it goes into like so much detail for like Order 66 and the Jedi Temple. Like these Star Wars books are pretty brutal.
Oh yeah, for sure.
Especially if you listen to the audiobooks, because like there's bits in like like the Bane trilogy where it talks like he stomped somebody's head in, or even like in the Revenge of the Sith novel, Grievous is like constantly killing the Neimoidians that are with him, and
Oh,
they're like, yeah, he crushed their skull or like accidentally crushed their chest, and they play the sound effects and all that. So it's like, oh my god.
like, whoa, shit. Nah, I'll have to check that out then.
Yeah, dude, freaking all I gotta say is it's like listening to a Star Wars movie if you listen to the audiobooks.
Dope. Yeah, I'll have to check that out, man. I'll note that.
All right, so obviously you got that big old collection behind you. So what got you into collecting?
Oh man, I mean, I had, like I said, I had that Darth Vader case when I was a kid. I don't have that no more. So I the Kit Fisto is kind of like the last piece I had. And then I ended up getting some of these wall helmets. They're actually like right above me. But they ended up finding them at Marshall's, and I was like, man, these are dope. It's like a kind of looks like the helmets. It was a Darth Vader and a Boba Fett, and they're like they're flat on the back. That way they can mount on the wall. They look really cool. So I was like, man, these are dope. So I'll grab these. And then actually the next year, when I started dating my wife, who's my wife now, when we first started dating, she hit me up with a with a Lego Boba Fett helmet. I'm like, oh shit, this
Oh
is
shoot.
dope. I haven't built a Lego. Fuck, it's 15 years at least, more than that. So I was just like, damn, like that's dope. I didn't even know like they were still doing like Lego Star Wars that heavy. They have adult sets now, basically. So I was like, shit, cool. I was like, let me build this thing, dude. First 2 bags, I'm like, I'm finishing this shit. Like I can't, like it's so addicting, and I was just like, man, hell yes. And then that next week, I went and bought the Stormtrooper helmet, and then I think that next month, I ended up getting a Lego Star Wars Advent calendar. So I mean, dude, it just kept going and going. I mean, this is what you can see behind me is just a little piece. The other wall over here has a lot more. But I mean, I ended up I got a Nikola Jokic Funko Pop like right when I moved back after COVID, and that was the only Funko I had because my friend's dad has a shit ton of Funkos, and I'm like, what are these little things? Like, let me get one, of my favorite basketball player. Ended up getting that, and then shit, I got a couple for Christmas, and it's just like, man, you have one, you got to get more. So that's that's kind of what you see, man. But yeah, it's really technically, you're not supposed to blame anything on your significant other, but it's my wife's fault, man. It's became something, bigger than the collection itself.
Hey man, I blame all my stuff like that, like on my girlfriend, because she's like, well, as long as you pay bill, like, the bills are paid and stuff, like, I don't care what you do with the leftover, but like, don't come crying to me when you're out of money because you spent $1,000 on a Lego set. Like,
right? No,
well, it's your fault because you're basically telling me I can do it.
Yeah,
like,
it's
you got to
fine.
treat me like I'm 5 right now.
No, I feel that, bro. It's so crazy.
Didn't you just I saw it like while I was just kind of scrolling through stories. Didn't you just release a new Lego review of like
Yeah,
a R2D2 set?
Yep, the buildable R2D2. It's basically the UCS R2D2, but it's not, it's not claimed as so. But everything about it's so Ultimate Collector Series. So yeah, I kind of did a little review on it, not more so of like a very original review, but kind of just more of the things that I really enjoy about it. Man, it was hella fun to make it. I was just sitting there like, man, this is dope. I get to show off all the cool shit about this set. I mean, yeah, it's a one of one set, so I had a really good time making it.
Yeah, I've got the Lego Vader mech suit that I got just so I could get the Vader figure to be fighting Obi-Wan.
Yes. Hey, that's a good cheap way to get it too. I got all the mechs as well.
And then this one, it keeps breaking every time I put it back together, but I got Obi-Wan's starship, what it's supposed to be, but the wings keep popping off and other pieces keep falling off, so it's like, you know what? It got destroyed in the Battle of Geonosis.
Yeah, hey, Obi-Wan was the one that said they can at least fly half a ship, so that's what he gets.
That's a good way to look at it. I've never looked at it like that.
There you go.
Oh, so this next question might be a little difficult for you, but what's your favorite piece in your entire collection?
Ooh, man, UCS Jabba sail barge. That is it was $499 US. And I was like, man, this is my first big set. We're going out. Revenge of the Sith, of course, is my number one movie. But Return of the Jedi it's that close second. So nostalgic, so badass. Everything about Jabba's palace. That's why I love the Book of Boba Fett so much, is that we're back at Jabba's palace, then Boba's palace. And man, everything about the sail barge and the Sarlacc pit sign me up, man. Yeah, that's definitely my favorite piece, man. It's 31 inches long. I mean, you have to hold it from the bottom, like in very specific places. And yeah, man, it's the entire scene. You can pull everything out, show off everything. Sarlacc pit's right next to it. I mean, it's a one of one, man. It's so badass.
Yeah, I think Ricky started building that on a Lego Live. I don't know if he's done anything with it since, but dude,
Yeah,
I wish I had the money to buy Lego sets like I used to.
yeah, it's quite the thing. And now freaking PayPal has I think it's a payment system of like 6 payments, and it's like, y'all gotta quit, because when when that UCS Death Star comes out in October, the $999 set, over 40 minifigs, and I'm paying $200 once a month for the next 6 months. Oh man, that's shit.
You guys heard it here now. Clan Brandolorian is talking me into spending $1,000 on a Lego set with this payment system.
In 6 easy payments. Yeah, it's gonna be something else. But yeah, man, that's the centerfold of my collection. It actually used to be. I have the 18-inch Boba Fett Funko. It's the mega size, and it's just him holding his blaster, just like in Jabba's palace when he's chilling in the back. It's exactly what it looks like. So that shit. He looks over the room.
Dude, that's awesome. I gotta say.
Yeah, what about you, man? What's your centerpiece?
This isn't like an original, it's a reprint, but it's a Return of the Jedi poster, and it's signed by all the cast.
Ooh,
We got Carrie Fisher, Mark Harrison, James Earl Jones, David Prowse.
Damn, that's crazy. That's hella nice.
Yeah, I bought one from the same company and did a giveaway when they announced Revenge of the Sith was coming back into theaters. I did a giveaway for the Revenge of the Sith poster signed by everybody.
That's fire, bro. Damn.
Yeah, this hat is actually going to become my centerpiece next because this is actually the Jedi hat that George Lucas was wearing while filming the. It's not the hat; it's somebody made the hat, but he wore basically this hat while filming the Phantom Menace, and Roger Christian, the dude who wrote Cinema Alchemist, and I interviewed him. Obviously, he created the lightsabers. He wants to sign this hat.
Oh, dope. Hell yeah. That's dope. I was gonna say, man, could you imagine if George Lucas wore that hat? Man, I would be like, hey, I gotta talk some sense into you. You gotta set that hat off to the side. You can sniff it. You can sniff it every now and again, but there's no way you can put that on your scalp after him, bro. That's crazy.
Yeah, no, if it was George Lucas's hat, this thing would be sitting like a PSA graded.
They give you like a PSA like 4. They're like, well, it's slightly bent on the bill's not perpendicular with the other side, and the top mount. I'll be like, man, come on, this is a 10. George Lucas's DNA is in this hat. Come on, man.
See, the DNA would get the PSA 10. The hat itself.
The PSA turns the DNA.
Oh man. So, have you ever been to any like Comic-Con or convention or anything like that?
I've been to 2. One in my hometown. We have like population about like 70,000. So I mean, it's more of a little Comic-Con. But I mean, all the fandom showed out. It was pretty cool. Actually, we don't have it anymore because of the cosplay. Judge told like a 12-year-old kid that their costume sucked, basically. So they just don't do it anymore. Yeah, dick.
What?
So whoever that dude is, you suck, because now we don't have a Comic-Con in town. But yeah, bro, it's crazy. I mean, I wasn't there, but that's the reason why they don't continue it. They haven't, it's kind of been like humiliating for like the people who ran it. So they were just like, man, we're not even messing with this anymore. So yeah, that one was cool. I got to meet C. Andrew Nelson. He's worked with a lot of Lucasfilm games, and most of the pictures that you see of Darth Vader, like when we were growing up, so like definitely in the prequel era, if you saw like a pop out of Darth Vader at Walmart or the gas station, or just even like in the toy section where you see the big jumbo cardboard cutout of Vader, that was all him in the suit. Like for about 5 years, C. Andrew Nelson was the guy in the suit. So like technically he spent the most time in a Darth Vader suit than anyone who's like even portrayed Vader. So, Prowse, even Hayden Christensen, and the newer Disney adaptations of Vader. I mean, it's crazy. So that was really cool. And then the last standing Tusken Raider, Alan Fernandez. He's the last one from A New Hope. That's really cool. Got to meet him. But then, of course, I mean, you see it right here. I met Hayden Christensen at Fan Expo Denver, and that was quite the event. It was really awesome. And I'm not too big of a con guy. I love to see all the vendors, the celebrities that are at their panels. It's just crazy, seeing these people and you're like, oh, you're a human being, but you're like a better human being. Well, not all the time. Not all the time. There's some shitty people out there. But in the Star Wars realm, you see all these, Giancarlo Esposito, Emily Swallow, especially in the newer Comic-Con era. Hayden Christensen already had his panel. So it's just, man, it's just crazy. I mean, I see you met Ivana Seiko. Like that's something else. It's awesome.
Bro.
It's really awesome when you meet these people. But I mean, Hayden, it was just like, I always say this to people who ask me about my con experiences, like, in the most non-weird way, I can still feel the material of his jacket like on my hands. Like when we hugged and like took the picture, like he had it's like that wool, scratchy, hot, not comfortable. And I was just like, man, like that, like I can still like that moment's still there, bro. Like it's just it's so weird. And I just remember just being like, man, like I used to just like sit like crisscross, just staring at my TV screen while you play a character that I like, like just, it's insane, dude. It's so weird when you meet, your idols, bro. It's just mind blowing.
Dude, yeah, now I gotta ask, anytime somebody tells me that they've met Hayden, what was your experience like, meeting the chosen one? Like, what was running through your mind while you were like next in line about to meet him?
Dude, that's actually such a good little spot right there, because my wife was standing in front of me. She didn't want to get in the picture. She just wanted to, kind of, she was like moral support. So she like goes through the curtain and she like looks and then looks back at me like real like shocked. And I was just like, what? Like who else is back there? And like it's like, oh fuck. And then she's just like, there, he's right there, So she went to the other side and like I'm next, and like I'm watching this dude and his like two daughters taking a picture with them, and it just seemed like everyone else got through the line really quick, really fast, and it was just like a hi, goodbye. And I was just like, damn. So like right when I like looked and saw him, I was like, ain't no way. And as I'm like walking up to him, he's just like smiling at me, and I'm just like, what? Why are you smiling at me? You don't know me.
Yeah.
I'm like, shit. And oh, dude, just like, we shook hands, real nice guy, like everyone says, he's just very genuine. He's like, kind of has that charm to him, and he's just a really, good vibes, good energy. Shit, like you said, what was the experience like for me? I was actually very surprised because I thought I was going to be much taller than him. I mean, I'm 6'3", but at the same time, he was just kind of like right there. I was just like, oh shit, I thought he was kind of, I thought I was going to be a little bit taller, like more taller than him, but he's man, he's right there. And it's not like I've ever like Googled how tall Hayden Christensen is, because what would I do that for?
Yeah.
But I'm just like, damn, like that's crazy. That was kind of my thing. But I mean, dude, we talked for like probably 10 seconds before, and like I let him know right away. I was like, dude, like this is crazy. And he's just like, man, he's like, imagine, seeing all of these people. It is crazy, and I'm just like, fuck, dude. Like, and then we took the picture. The camera lady's like screaming at us, like, oh, right here, and it's like, all right, shit, hold on, but and then like after we took the picture, he just, shook my hand, and we like held the handshake for like 25-30 seconds. And I was just like, man, and I was like thanking him for the opportunity to just like breathe his air, like not like that, but just like, I'm just like thanking him, like, damn, dude, like this is crazy. Thank you so much. And he's a genuine guy, man. Everyone who says that is not lying. He's a really, really cool dude. But
Dude,
that was that. Yeah, it's crazy. It's really crazy. It's almost like it's like it never happened, but it's just like I'll never forget,
Dude, I got to meet Hayden, man. Like meeting Ivana, like she's so nice. She's such a sweetheart. Like I pretty much had the same experience while like getting my photo op with her. Like it was like a quick hi and bye.
Mm-hmm.
But like she had a panel right before her photo ops, and at the end there was a Q&A, and I asked her like, why does she think Balin hated Anakin so much, or why does he have such a disdain towards Anakin?
Question.
And she told me that she couldn't necessarily speak on Balin's journey because one, we'll have to wait and see, and two, it was more of that would be more of something for Ray to talk about, and she wasn't like fully Ray Stevenson.
Yeah.
She's just like, it was more of a question for him, not something that like I'd really be preferred like know too much about. But the first part that I told you, she snuck that part in at the very end. It's like we just had to wait and see. But she looked at me whenever I walked up for the photo booth or the photo op, and she's just talking to me. She's like, "Hey, I'm so sorry I couldn't really answer your question like that." Blah blah. It's like she's talking to me, and the freaking photo op lady's yelling at me like I'm the one holding up the line. Like she's talking to me, bro. Like let us talk. Like
No,
get
facts.
out of here.
Yeah. You're ruining this moment, lady. Come on.
And then obviously I went back. I went in line and got her signature. Shout out to Tony for the plaque.
Oh yeah. I think I saw you post that on Instagram, so I was like, oh hell yeah, got the whole setup.
But I waited in line, got up to her, and she looks up and like gets these big old bug eyes and goes, "Guys," and she's like talking to her whole team. She's like, "This guy asked a really great question about Balin," and she kept talking to me about it. Like, I'm so sorry that I can't really answer it. And I tried to get her to give me a little hint about like season 2 of Ahsoka. And I was just like, "Yeah, I loved you in Ahsoka season 1. I can't wait to see season 2. Hopefully we get to see Abeloth." And she just kind of looked at me and she's like, "Just gonna have to see."
That is not a good answer. You said my question was great, but your answer sucks.
Yeah.
I need more. Now that's really cool because I was going to ask you too how that was meeting her because I mean she's of course a newer character in Star Wars, and especially in my opinion a really fresh series. The Ahsoka series is probably one of the freshest, if not the freshest series. Because I mean Andor, we know what happens to Cassian Andor in Rogue One. The Kenobi series, we know, the entire, basically the front and back lore of Obi-Wan Kenobi, but the Ahsoka series, we only know the beginning. We don't know how her character ends. So it's very fresh, and it's kind of like Rebels season 5.5, so man, like I was really interested in asking you how it was meeting her because she took the internet by storm. I mean, it's
She's
just
so nice. Like
it's
is
insane. It's insane.
Like she literally like I'm sure you've heard stories about like people who go to get autos from Hayden and they're like, yeah, he takes the time to talk to you and actually engages in the that's Ivana. Like this, she literally will sit there and talk to you for like 5-10 minutes or until fucking her team and the workers at the con are like, all right, bro, y'all got to get a move on.
It's like, dude, you work here. You don't understand this. I'm chilling with my person right now. They don't get it, man. They for the most part they do great jobs working at these conventions, but they just don't get it. They don't.
Yeah. Like especially the workers that get to see them all 3 days and we're just there for 1 day. It's like, dude, this could be my only chance to ever meet this person.
Yeah.
Get out of here.
It makes sense in a way because you have to think like, I don't know, like something like I'm not really too interested in is like maybe like boxing or something. If I'm chilling, at this convention, I'm working it. Here comes Floyd Mayweather, Manny Pacquiao. Like, man, if I saw Pacquiao, I'd actually be like, damn, that's dope. If I saw like any of those like fighters, I'd just be like, oh yeah, there they are. So maybe they're like that, to a sense. They're just kind of like, oh yeah, there's that guy that played Anakin. Oh shit, that's the dude that plays Doctor Who and he's Obi-Wan Kenobi. Like that. I understand it to a sense, but it's like, give me my moment.
Especially when I'm paying these outrageous fucking prices.
When I remember the day I purchased the Hayden photo op and it said add-on digital copy for like $15. I'm like, sure, why not? You know, because I'm already spending $3.20 right now. Here's another $15. You know, like shit. But I mean, it's so worth it, dude. Like that, they're priceless images, man.
Oh,
Just
dude, yeah.
amazing.
What's funny is I think my photo op with Ivana was actually more expensive than my autograph.
It's weird how the photos and the SIGs are so different because it's like, you know, the signature, you're just like, man, like you'd think, you know, maybe like a little 50 spot, $75 or so, but it's like, oh no, we're talking like 175 just for, you know, a little Sharpie ink. But I get it. I get it.
Yeah, like my photo op was like 110 with her, but my her autograph, like if you got it on like one of the photos that they sell at like the tables and stuff, it was like $80, but it was 100 because I brought a collectible, and the
Mm,
photo op was 110.
yeah, very interesting on how they make up those prices.
It's like shit, bro. I got a camera right here. Just let me take the picture. I'll do it
Yeah,
for free.
no shit. I just gotta say, here, hold on 1 second. Okay, let's take this picture. Click, you know.
Shoot,
But
they've got some where you pay like $120 for a selfie on your phone at the table. It's like, bro, I could just do that for free right now. What are you talking about?
yeah, that is weird because it's like, oh, here's, you know, here's 120 cash. Can I take this selfie now? Like it's almost like, here, take my money and then let me ask you if I can take a picture. Like there- there's so many times too, like where, you know, I'll see like other Star Wars content creators who are like really at cons, like they go to every single con that's out, and like and at the thumbnail, you know, you'll see Giancarlo Esposito, but you know the picture was taken just like this, and it's like, but the whole time they're literally recording like from their chest, you know, and it's like, so are we gonna see Moff Gideon in like season 19 of The Mandalorian? And they're just like, you know, it's like that's not slick, you know, and it's crazy that they want money for that. It's so weird.
Yeah, conventions kind of be cash grabby, but I gotta say it
Disappointing.
was it. I mean, I'm not even though I seem like a people person, you know, like in actual reality, like I hate massive crowds, so
Mm.
like it was a bit of a challenge for Ocala Comic Con, but it was damn. I lost my train of thought. That's the second time during the recording today that this has happened.
You're chilling, bro. All good.
If it comes back to me, it comes back to me. It wouldn't be the first time that it doesn't. Probably text you tomorrow morning or something like, "Hey, I remember that thought now."
Wing it. Let me hear it.
Oh shit, I don't fucking remember what the fuck I was talking about. Genuinely, I know it was something about conventions and being cash grabby. Oh, there we go. But it was fun as fuck. Like even though I'm not a people person, it was fun like getting to like talk to all these people and like the lines and the crowds and stuff and like just hearing everybody's different opinion and seeing everybody like have civil discussions about like, well, I liked episode 8. Well, I like episode 1 and you're an idiot, but like they're not being like, you know, like cutthroat like, "Oh, you're an ist in this and this and this and
Yeah.
you hate this because of this person."
Yeah.
They were all just like, "No, I just don't like Jar Jar Binks because he's a stupid character. I don't like this story because the writing sucked."
Yeah, I mean that's what it comes with being a fan of anything really. Um I mean, yeah, shit. Like I said, I like episode 1 through 9. Are episodes better than the others? 1000%. Are some of the new Disney Plus series, I mean, are they good? Are they bad? You know, like it's all what you think. And for me personally, man, what it really comes down to is me sitting down on that couch, who I'm sitting with, the vibe that's going on around what episode I'm about to watch. Like Skeleton Crew, I watched that entire series by myself. Usually my wife will watch what's new with me. But those had the later releases, so she was already in bed by that time. So I'm watching, you know, got to experience Skeleton Crew. Thought it was a really cool, different approach with Star Wars. It worked. But like shit, Book of Boba Fett, I'm up 7:30 in the morning, got a nice cup of coffee brewing. I'm chilling on the couch, and I'm watching Book of Boba Fett, my second favorite character. How am I not gonna not like this, right? I mean, it all comes with the vibe, and this, and also I remember last summer almost, and it's crazy how we're reaching that summer time, but like the Acolyte, like everyone takes that with how, the way they do. Some really hate it, some really love it. I've talked to both sides of the fence, and me personally, I'm right in the middle. So where some things weird, absolutely, because it's a Star Wars show. That's why it's weird. Some things don't make sense right away. You got to let them marinate. But like Chimere, dude, I thought that was probably one of the best characters. I'm also a horror guy, so his helmet, anything freaky, I'm gonna love. I can't wait till, and hopefully they make more collectibles, because I'm gonna buy the Stranger helmet this summer, the Black Series one. It's only $99 too.
I forgot that was even coming out.
Yeah, and they put that on the back burner, but it was supposed to release last September, I believe, or August, but they delayed it, so now it's coming out this summer. But I mean, yeah, dude, it's cool when you get around people who can actually be like, oh, I really like this episode because of A, B, and C, or I really didn't like this episode because of A, B, and C. It always just sucks when you have a discussion, and it's not even really an argument, just a discussion, and someone's like, oh, I hate this, and it's like, so do you hate it, or are you just like miserable? Like, what's going on? Like what's the clue here? But I mean, it's just like, it's entertainment, it's movies, and it's fun. It's supposed to be fun. I mean, I don't think George Lucas, even when the prequels were getting bashed on, I don't even think he was kind of like, wow, like y'all really hate it that much? Like the way Anakin says he doesn't like sand, like you guys hate me because of bad writing now? Like what? This dude's about to be Darth Vader next episode. Just give it a second. Uh, but I mean, it's some of those things, man. I mean, I absolutely love how, even like you and I here having a great discussion about certain TV shows and series, and like even the actors personally. And it's just like we're talking about what we like, and the things that we don't like, and we're still cool. We don't want to fight through the screen. That's never the point. So yeah, it's always cool getting with other Star Wars fans, and everything not being cutthroat, like you say, because some do that. Some do that.
Yeah, like don't get me wrong, man. Like I absolutely despise episode 8 and 9. I despise the Acolyte. Like I despise a lot of Disney Star Wars just because, I grew up with 1 through 6. So like
Hmm.
so when I see another when I know a character is the only person to be basically space Jesus and born from nothing, and then all of a sudden there's two more people like 100 years before him, it gets under my skin. I mean, I don't bash, like Amanda Stenberg or,
Oh, sure.
anybody else that worked in them, or I don't even bash Daisy Ridley. Like, I hate episodes 8 and 9 for what they did with Luke's character and like just the whole uncohesiveness of their story. But I've said a million times, I hope her movie is fucking amazing. And I hope it makes me eat my words that I've said about her character the last like 10 years that have been coming out. Like, I hope they make her a cool character in my eyes.
Yeah. Yeah, see, and like that's cool, because like I'm on the other side. I actually like what they did. But I mean, why, as a Star Wars fan, why would you want this movie to flop? Because
Exactly.
if it flops, we're not. I mean, the odds of us getting more things. I mean, I have friends who are in the Marvel, and they're like, dude, shit sucks right now. And it's just like, well, I mean, you have to see, there's so many different characters, there's so many different stories that need to be told. You kind of have to just kind of pick and choose. And plus, could you imagine being in these writing rooms? Like, what do you choose? What do you even remotely try to come up with? So I mean, if KK is wanting to, go the route of the, Ray movies after, of course, the Mandoverse, which is really cool that she came out and said that that's what they're focusing on right now, is the Mandoverse, which is awesome because that's what we're into right now. But yeah, dude, like, why would you not want like a really badass Ray film? Like, I feel like that's what we're gonna get. Like, it's cool. It's really cool. Like, I mean, you want it to succeed. I mean, you're a Star Wars fan, right? So, I mean, you'd only want the best.
Yeah, I mean, like, don't get me wrong. I've got problems with Ray's character. I feel like she's a little too powerful for very little training that we've seen. I mean, I could be wrong. I don't exactly know the timeline of the sequel trilogy between episodes 7 and 9. So she could have gotten like a shit ton of training off screen that we just didn't see for years at a time.
I mean, she is a Palpatine too. You always got to factor that in. I mean, just simply being a Palpatine or a Skywalker, even. I mean,
That's where we draw the line here, good buddy.
Hey, that's the whole point, man. I mean, if it's kind of like tomato at that point, because I mean, if you look at it, what training did Luke have? You know, just deflecting laser bolts in the Millennium Falcon. That's pretty awesome. He's gonna lose an arm next episode. So I mean, him being a Skywalker, that's all I need to know. Makes sense.
Well, see, yeah, that's why he was able to do it. He's the son of the chosen one.
Hey, but then you look at Palpatine, the one who completely destroys the Jedi Order, has this failed clone who's just nothing but force sensitive, who doesn't know how to control it, then has an offspring, has a daughter, and then she is who she is. I mean, you can't debunk Rey. I mean, she's already there. But I mean, it's a good point. It's tomato, absolutely.
Yeah, and see, look at that. We had a civil discussion about it and didn't want to kill anybody.
Oh my God, you don't like mint chocolate chip ice cream? I hate you now. You know, like that's just how I look at it. You know, it's just and it's fun. It raises ideas to think of. You know, it's just like, okay, I mean, shit. Maybe I hate Rey deep down, you know, but nah, it's just like it's just a discussion, man. It doesn't have to be crazy.
All right. Yeah, I'm just glad to meet people that we can actually have decent civil conversations with.
Yeah, 1000%.
Oh, all right. So last two before we wrap this up and get out of here. What is your favorite Star Wars movie and show?
Okay. Revenge of the Sith movie. To be fair, I love lots of movies. I love horror films. Romance films are cool, man. I love gangster movies, mobster movies. But out of all those movies, I just think Revenge of the Sith is the best movie ever that I've seen. And that's not just Star Wars, that's all of film. So give me Revenge of the Sith. And my favorite TV series, man. Give me The Mandalorian, only because I feel like there's just still so much left. It kind of brought me back into Star Wars, per se. Once 2019 came around, and then of course with COVID hitting right shortly after the new year, I mean, there's a lot of Star Wars to catch up on for me, animated wise. So I'm like, man, new little live action series, the first series. I mean, it's The Mandalorian. I love Boba Fett, so I'm like, oh shit, maybe we get Boba Fett's backstory. No, it's a different Mandalorian. So I just love how that brought me back. Got a lot of Mando merch. Got a tattoo of Grogu right here. I mean, I absolutely love the Mando verse and when it does. So yeah, give me The Mandalorian. What about you, man?
Easily, me and my buddy Gazer, we pretty much call it like 1A, 1B, because Revenge of the Sith is always going to be like on a pedestal. It's like the best Star Wars movie of all time. But then you got Empire, which sometimes nudges it just a little bit, and sometimes it's right below it.
Yeah.
But in my opinion, Revenge of the Sith is the best Star Wars movie, but Empire is just the best movie ever made, period. So it's very hard for me to pick between the two, because it's like some days I'll be watching Revenge of the Sith. I'm like, this is it. But Empire would kind of be scratching that itch a little bit more right now. Or I'll be watching Empire. I'm like, I should have put Revenge of the Sith in.
I get that. That's exactly how I feel like it depends on the day. I got Revenge of the Sith, and then I have Return of the Jedi, which they bounce back and forth a little bit. But Jedi never passes Sith. It just never does. But then right below, a couple tiers down, just straight Empire Strikes Back. It's just amazing. It's amazing. And it also depends on what calls to you. Like, what do you personally, what do you like? What calls to you? So like you said, you have the 1A and the 1B. It's really good. And I'm also a Walking Dead fan, so I completely get the 1A and 1B side, because it's like when characters die, it's like, oh, well, the story's different, but sometimes the second half is so much better than the first. So you kind of have that nudge. So I absolutely get that. So I think my 1B would be Return of the Jedi, but it just doesn't ever pass. It keeps up but never passes Revenge of the Sith. So I get that.
Yeah. Oh, I can't. I think watching Revenge of the Sith in theaters again after 20 something years is gonna be.
That's about it.
It's gonna cement it as like my favorite movie of all
Oh
time, like period.
yeah.
Because I was 5 years old when I first saw it in theaters.
Yeah.
I was constantly asking everybody, like every weekend that it was in theaters, to please take me to go see it again. It only worked 3 times, but
Yeah, back when movie tickets were cheap too, you could go as much as you want.
Oh man, yeah. Did they have the Phantom Menace in any theaters around you last year?
Yeah, they did actually. They didn't have Return of the Jedi 2 years ago when that was out, but they had the Phantom Menace, and I was kinda like, "Oh, weird, interesting." Um, yeah, we went once, and, yeah, it was dope. It's actually the first movie I ever went to in a theater, but of course, I don't remember it because I was 2 and a half. But that was the first time I was taken to a movie theater, and it was Phantom Menace, so that's pretty dope. Finally got to watch it in theater and, like, understand.
Yeah, man. I can't lie. I got a little Phantom menaced out because when I get excited to go see it like a movie re-released in theaters, like I'll watch it at home and then go watch it in the theater and then like watch it again when I get home.
Mm.
So I did that for the entire weekend that it was out in theaters, and I was like, by like Sunday at like 6 o'clock, I'm like, I don't think I could watch this movie for a long time.
It's like 2033, and you're like, "Yeah, watch Phantom Menace." It's been a
Well,
few
I
years.
actually just watched it last Tuesday or this Tuesday this week
Hell
because me
yeah.
and my buddies were doing watch parties every other week leading up to Revenge of the Sith coming out.
Oh, dope, dope. Yeah, and it's coming up too, man. It's right around the corner.
Oh man. So, last one we will ask before we wrap this up and get out of here. Is there any tips or words of wisdoms for the people watching at home?
For anything or just for Star Wars?
Anything.
Be yourself. Be yourself, man. Be nice to yourself. Be nice to others. I mean, it's a really weird time these days, just for just simple interaction with others. But yeah, man, just stay to yourself. And I mean, if we talk about movies, films, and stuff, form your own opinions. Don't let others ruin things for you. If you like something, like it. If you don't like it. I mean, just like I said earlier, if you don't like mint chocolate chip ice cream, then don't eat it. You don't need to sit online and just talk shit on mint chocolate chip ice cream but I mean, at the same time, mint chocolate chip ice cream is awesome. So I mean, yeah, just be nice to yourself, be nice to others, and just believe in yourself. Do whatever you want to do. I think those are some of my words of wisdom.
Heck yeah, man.
And eat mint chocolate chip ice cream. It just sounds real good right now.
Oh, all right. Well, thank you for joining us on here today. All of Clan Brandolorians links will be in the description down below. And thank you guys for checking out this video. And may the Force be with you always. Peace.
No. The Force is my ally. That's all I need.